I almost bought a cheap mini metal lathe last year. You know the kind, those $200 hobby lathes that promise precision but end up shaking so much you can't even cut aluminum without holding your breath. After watching 3 different YouTube channels tear them apart, I realized the real cost wasn't the price tag, it was the time lost fighting vibration, remachining parts, and second-guessing every cut. So when I finally pulled the trigger on the Proxxon 34002, I did it knowing this thing costs more up front but might actually save me money in the long run. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. This lathe isn't trying to be a full-size industrial machine. It's designed for people who need reliable, quiet metal turning without turning their garage into a machine shop. The PD250/E weighs less than 30 pounds and still holds tolerances that feel scary for something this small. I've run it for hours on end cutting brass, mild steel, and even some thin aluminum sheet, and I've never had to pause because of chatter or vibration. That's not something you'll get from most sub-$300 lathes, where you're constantly adjusting clamps and praying the tool post doesn't walk across the bed. One thing that surprised me was how little space it takes up. I set it on a 2x4 workbench in my basement, and it still has room for a small vise and a drill press. The slim footprint means you can tuck it away when it's not in use, which is perfect if you're working in a shared space. The automatic feed is genuinely useful too. Instead of cranking the cross slide by hand for every pass, you set the depth once, engage the feed, and let the lathe do the work. It's not a CNC, but it turns repetitive passes into a one-handed operation. That alone cuts my setup time in half when I'm making small batches of bushings or spacers. Now, it's not perfect for every job. If you're planning to turn anything over an inch in diameter, you'll quickly hit the 6.3 mm spindle bore limit. That means no threading large bolts or turning big brass knobs without a collet adapter. The included collets only go up to 10 mm, so anything bigger needs an aftermarket set. Also, the tailstock quill travel is short, about 50 mm, so if you're doing deep holes or long tapers, you'll be cranking the tailstock a lot. It's not a deal breaker, but it's something to plan for if your projects lean toward larger diameters. Who should buy this? If you're a hobby machinist who wants a second lathe for small precision work, or if you're just getting into metal turning and don't want to fight vibration from day one, this is a smart buy. It's also great for model makers, jewelers, or anyone doing small-scale prototyping where accuracy matters more than raw power. The quiet operation means you won't annoy your family or neighbors, and the low weight makes it easy to move if you need to clear space. Who should skip it? If you're planning to turn engine parts, rifle barrels, or anything over an inch in diameter, look elsewhere. You'll outgrow it fast. Also, if you're on a tight budget and only need occasional soft metal turning, a cheaper mini lathe might get the job done, just don't expect it to last. This one is for people who want to invest once and keep using it for years without constant tweaking. The real value here isn't just in the specs, it's in the confidence it gives you. I've used this lathe to make tiny brass gears for a clock project, remachined a broken aluminum bracket back to spec, and even turned some custom Delrin bushings for a 3D printer build. Every time, the cuts came out clean without me having to fight the machine. That kind of reliability is what separates a tool from a toy. If you've ever regretted buying a cheap lathe that couldn't hold a tolerance to save its life, this might be the one that finally feels like money well spent. Check it out using the link in the description if it sounds like the right fit for your shop.